Hi, this is Watchalewknat, and today we got the review on the King Arms M4 AEG. Hope you enjoy the video. Start off with pricing here. This is just your standard King Arms M4 basic version, your standard front guard wide to the front, your standard retractable stock, and surprisingly only $200 up on eBay compared to some of other King Arms M4s. I think this quality is absolutely amazing and goes over their old M4s, and also the price doesn't hurt at all either. First thing I noticed when I got the King Arms M4 was of course the packaging. Usually when I get a gun it has, pretty standard box. King Arms, I say they kind of went a little bit over average here. Nice graphic on the front, exactly the same graphic you will find on the gun, which is the shield with the sword and some type of hatchet. Then up here in the bottom right of the top of the box you'll find all the basic information of the gun. Some of it's right, some of it's wrong. It's really a hit and miss. And then over the rest of the box you pretty much had the same thing with the kingarms.com website. Opening up the box, really tightly packed. All you'll be noticing, or all you'll really be getting, is a 2-page manual, really short, really to the point, from King Arms. Nothing too special. Your 300 round high cap magazine with a hybrid door which flips up like an AK but slides back like the M4 itself, although really nice, and the mag feed's great. And then of course your full metal King Arms M4. My first impressions of this M4 is absolutely amazing. Usually when you pick up an M4, usually an Echo 1 JG, even ICS and even some of the higher brands, you're going to find a familiar or noticeable amount of wobble throughout parts of the gun. That includes things like the mag, your LE stock, and your handguard. As far as this King Arms goes, there's absolutely no wobble in the front handguard. There is noticeably less wobble in the magazine, even with the stock one. But then of course LE stock is going to have that standard amount of wobble you're going to find in the rest of the guns. Besides that though, this gun has some amazing features on it. Starting from the front here, you got your flash hider, standard M4 birdcage style. The only orange tip provided from King Arms was the orange piece of tape wrapped around this. That has been long gone now. Although gun is really nice, just like any standard M4, you have your 14mm counterclockwise threads. Nice thing, it's not glued on, comes right off, so if you didn't want the full metal flash hider, you can throw your silencer right up there, which is a nice feature to any M4 right out the box. You don't have to worry about your glued flash hiders like you'll mostly find with G&G. And even if you don't want your suppressor or your barrel extension, the stock flash hider is absolutely acceptable. Okay, besides that, going on to the outer barrel, you have some really nice engravings right there, as you see, really deep into the outer barrel. It just ain't right, kind of lasered on or painted on like how ICS has it. It's really deep in the metal, so if you wanted to do the crown mod, you could fill that right in. I probably won't do that though. Moving up to the front, you got your front sight, full metal. It looks to not be attached to the outer barrel, which is nice. That way if you wanted to take it off and put your free float right on, you can do that. Also, it came with a front sling mount. I've decided to take that off as I like my M4. I wanted to look as basic as possible to give it kind of like that seal look in a way. I wanted it to be very simple and have nothing but the suppressor up there, so that's why I decided to take that off. Moving up, not the delta ring, but the front ring right here, it looks really nice. It looks more of, it's like, it has more of that steel look to it. It's not painted, it doesn't look painted. It looks really rugged, it looks really nice. I don't know why it looks different, but it's appealing to me for some reason. Moving up to the hand guards, really nice. Has your standard thickness. You got your mock gas tube in here, which is actually part of the heat shield. It's really nice though, really nice grip. As I said, no wobbling to it. The only downside to that is it's really hard to get to the battery compartment in here. Moving up to your delta ring or your D ring, depending on what you like to call it. As I said, very stiff, but it does its job. Then you got your mock gas tube here. Moving on, we got your carrying handle. It is removable, as I do not like to use any sights on my M4. I keep it up there, but just in case you wanted to, it is a flat top, just like any M4. It is nice. Moving right here, we got your dust cover. Opening it up, we got your bolt cover and all that stuff. Something I really like about this gun, it has a functioning bolt and bolt catch. So you pull that back and makes it for one finger operation of adjusting the hop up. and then you can close it up. When you do open it up though, we do have a full metal hop-up system, if you can see there, which is a nice addition to any gun right off the bat, because even some of the higher companies start off with a plastic hop-up system. Moving on to the body itself, of course, we got your magazine release right here. Really simple, you push it in, magazine comes out, pretty much just like any standard M4. Going to your etchings on the right side of the gun, auto, semi, and safe are all in white. All look of very good quality, so that's nice to see. Flipping the gun around, we have the absolutely nice King Arms trays right here. It just says caliber 6mm, and then it has your unique serial number right there. Moving on to your pistol grip, it is your standard pistol grip. It is not thinner like the VFC type, but overall, it's, you know, it passes with me. It's really nice. The ridges on it are a little bit, I'd say sharper, so it's a better grip on your hand. It doesn't cut in your hand or anything, so it's a little bit better grip. That's all I could really add. Trigger guard right here, full metal as expected. Trigger is full metal. Moving on to the back, we have your buffer tube tightening piece, which is right here. I actually haven't seen that on too many M4s where it actually turns. That's just my experience with M4s though. Then we have the buffer tube itself, and then we have the stock, LE stock, law enforcement stock, whatever you like to call it. Has your standard wobble to it, adjustment, you know, from 1 all the way up to 6, so you got 6 positions. It's really nice. As you see, that it's kind of been wearing down at the top because this is it's not on it tight itself, but this stock is, excuse my language, it is a bitch to get off. It's really tight up there. It took me a good 5 minutes to be able to tighten my buffer tube when it did get loose, so I see that as a con. It's kind of hard to get to certain parts of this gun, but with a little extra oomph you can get there. Okay, next thing I'm going to show you here is battery installation. First thing you got to do is, since this gun's wired to the front, you got to take the bottom or your top handguard off. I prefer to put it in the bottom because that's how 90% of people do it. Put a lot of pressure back on the delta ring. The top should come right off. Standard fitting for this gun is either an 8.4 small or a 9.6 nunchuck. Both are okay with me, but I have 7.4 LiPo, so I've decided to use a Sky LiPo, which is a 7.4 1600 milliamp battery, 20C discharge. Pretty much going to be having something in between an 8.4 or a 9.6. So basically you just put your battery in there, and the only thing I don't like about this delta ring being so tight, I got to put my fingers in between just to stretch it out long enough. But as you see, it is fairly easily as a one-person, two-hand operation. Okay, now we got our battery in. Now it's time for a chrono. I'll be using my standard chrono, which is the X-Cortec X3200. And keep in mind, it's been about 5,000 BB since I've done a chrono, so the spring should be well worked in, and we're probably going to be looking at about 30 to 40 FPS lower than normal. Keep in mind, the box says it should be 380 right out of the box, and there's no internal upgrades. This is with 2s, hop-up adjusted, 343, 336, 346, whoa, 383, 350 or 349, and 345. Okay, now for the rate of fire test. Keep in mind, 7.4 LiPo should be equivalent to your 8.4 small, if not a little bit stronger. And it's had about, I'd say, 2 high caps to it since I've charged it. There we go, 14.6. Okay guys, in conclusion here, it has been a while, honestly, since I have bought a bone stock M4, something I plan to not do any changes to it. As you know, I've bought an ICS before and I bought a G&G. Both of those stocks shot about 330. This stock shot about 380. As long as I'm under 400, I like to have all my rifles under 400. This gun has done the job. Out of the box, shooting almost 15 rounds a second on what's equivalent to an 8.4 small type. Getting roughly about 350 FPS, maybe a little bit under, after the spring is settled, hop-up adjusted. So overall, this gun is really nice. As I said, externals are nice. The pros to the gun, as stated, we have a functioning bolt catch, which is a really nice touch to any gun. No wobble in the hand guards, less wobble in the mag than normal. Easily, you can swap out the flash hider with not worrying about glue or anything. The trades on the gun are really nice. The engravings on the outer barrel are really nice. The only cons I would really have to say that come with this gun are the fact that what you get from having no wobble. That's in with this stock. It's really hard to get off. You literally have to put a flathead under the adjustment button just to pull it off to tighten up your buffer tube if you need so. Also with this handguard, it is harder than most guns out there. At least twice as hard than it was with my G&G combat machine when I first got that. Overall though, for 200 bucks, a gun like this, it usually cost you about $350 back in the day. Honestly, I would say the only gun out of the box that is better than this King Arms M4 would be a KWA. So that's why I'd say y'all need to go out there and buy this King Arms M4 for $200 or less. Okay, this has been What You Looking At. Hope you guys enjoyed my review on the Full Metal King Arms M4, and I'm out.